Hi, I'm Aeon. In this video, please Steam open. Does Steam not work? Is that what we're doing today? Connecting the Steam account. It's only taking like 30 seconds. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to more Job Trash. Today, I'm going to be taking you guys through the next hard-ass extreme demon I'm going to be beating. I haven't been doing any of these videos in a while because I've just been getting too good, I guess. I've just been shredding them. Stuff like Ragnarok, fragmented levels that I should have probably made videos about, just going into detail, because I really thoroughly do enjoy explaining the levels so you guys get a good and pretty thorough understanding of why a level is difficult and what makes it hard. I've just progressed too fast on them to the point where it just wasn't necessary anymore, but I haven't progressed really much with this one because I've only really played it once, but I played it enough to get a decent understanding of how the level works and what it's going to be. The level that I have is EXO by KRMAL, everyone's favorite. This is a very weird level in a lot of ways because it's kind of like it's very itself, if I can put it that way, right? But it's a really cool level. I'm very excited to play it. I've been trying to get past 22%, failing miserably currently. I'm probably gonna be playing really poorly during this video because I sprained my finger, so I'm currently handicapped. I was at Taekwondo and was having a little bit of a sparring match, you know, the usual, trying to just pow, 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 right? Just owning them, right? And then I go in to grab the final hit just to like win, trying to go into the stomach, get my final point, and instead of blocking normally like you would do, I get an elbow. So I directly punch straight into this guy's elbow and my finger just crumbles. So my fingy, very owie currently, so hopefully it doesn't get too bad. Hopefully my finger can rest up. I can barely move it. I can't tap. That's just because I tap with my hand and not with my finger. Ow, that hurt. Hopefully I'll be fine. Anyway, wish me luck while I don't die. But anyway, let's hop into EXO by KRMAL. This beginning is very boring. I'm gonna put that right now. First 8% of this level, not the best. Half of the reason why the beginning is not good is this dash orb. You see how far below I am this dash orb? Yeah, I still died because there's no block here. There's no D block so that I can just slide. Is it a D block? I don't remember. It doesn't really matter. You have to hit this dash orb extremely late. So basically, every single attempt you will play from 0 gets to this dash orb, and then you just die. And then after that, you still have like a bunch of really hard gameplay. What is going on? Why can't I pass this? I've never died of this before. There we go. And then this ball part is like super awkward because you can't really buffer these because then if that happens, you can't hit it too late because then you hit this spike and it's just like, this ball part is weird. And I think that's just like how this level goes. A lot of this level is just like a bunch of really tiny, small things that are just like really awkward. Like this level is very weirdly unique in a lot of ways. Like take this gap, for instance, right? Like this gap right here is absolutely ridiculous. And I think that's my main issue with this beginning so far. I've been playing a little bit from 0, not too much, but just enough to where I can like feel out how the gameplay is. And a lot of this gameplay is just like this, for instance, is like, it's not really that hard, but it's just hard enough to where you can make like tiny mistakes that makes it slightly frustrating, right? And a very large majority of the gameplay in this very beginning is very easy, but it has like a good handful of inputs that are ridiculously hard that makes the level itself very, very hard. Like as you can see here, this jump right here that I'm just dying to, trying to get into the ship, really weird. So the thing that I've noticed with this level is that there's like, it's mostly very simple, very easy, but there's like a couple tiny things that are just really hard. Like this shape is really easy, but then you have to do that little zigzag there, which is tough. And then you get into this wave part, which is also not too bad, but it's still really easy to die to. Just because of stuff like this, right? Like, it's not hard, but then you get to stuff like this, and then this part right afterwards, which is, like, really difficult. And it's just, I don't know, it's fascinating in a way. But then you also have stuff like this, which is, like, omega easy again. But then you have that pink orb, which is, like, the hardest pink orb of all time, because you have to, like, go between 2 blocks, and then you have to hit the pink orb really late. But if you hit it too late, then you just don't go far enough somehow, and you just die. And it's just, I don't know. There's just a bunch of like small intricacies with this part that's just like really tough. The normal route is that you hit this green orb. I find that to be much harder. I just go here. A bunch of really random individual clicks that are like super hard. And then you have to be like really late on that. I don't know. There's so many small things. And then this duel is like somehow super hard. I don't really know how. It's just hard because you just have to maintain so much control, but you can't go too fast down because then you crash, and then you can't move too slowly because then you can't get up. And it's just, I don't know. And then we get into what EXO is pretty much known for. It's the sync parts, and they don't sync, and that's what makes them hard. I'm sync deficient, okay? I am entirely sync deficient. I suck at it, but I actually have an advantage because these parts are slightly off sync, and me being slightly off sync naturally makes it easier for me, and I'm gonna die immediately. See? Easy. When you're off sync normally, the sync part is easy when it's off sync, which is kind of a weird quirk. I'm not gonna lie. I consider myself lucky because of it, but then we get to this part. This part is really cool. What you have to do here is you have to hit this blue orb while you're still on this block, so you can jump up to this thing. You hit that, and then you jump and land on the corner here, and then you hit the black orb. I don't know. I think this part is really cool, and I don't know. It's just sick to me. Like, it took me a little bit of time to, like, figure out how to do this part. Person on Twitch told me, actually. Follow me on Twitch, by the way, if you haven't already. And join my Discord server. Anyway, enough self-promotion. I don't know. I just found this part really cool. And then we have this wave. Really easy. I don't know what it was. I thought that wave was going to be really hard because the transition out of it, when you hit the Q portal, I always found to seem like really difficult, but it really isn't. It's like a really smooth transition. It's really cool. It's really nice. It feels fantastic to play. 40 to 100 on this level, I think, is absolutely incredible. I love 40 to 100. The problem is 0 to 40, but you know, that's whatever. You buffer this click, and then you do like 3 really fast clicks, and then these ones, those ball clicks are really weird because you can't, like, all of them are blind. Basically every single one of them are blind clicks, which is not a good thing, but you just kind of have to get a feel for it, right? You just have to get like a really good feel for it. Then you buffer that blue orb, correct yourself, and then these hitboxes suck ass. I didn't die to it here, but this is like a very normal thing to die to, and I'm gonna show you why. I don't know why it's the case, but there are hitboxes that poke outside of the spikes. There are 2 spikes here, and I have no clue why that's a thing. It just is. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. It's just there. Thank you, KRMAL, for making that. So that's a very common thing to die to because these hitboxes just suck ass. I'm a big fan of this corridor. I think this corridor is really cool. I just wish it wasn't impossible because this corridor is really hard. There's like a lot of very finicky inputs that you have to just get good at. You have to micro tap that green orb, hit this, 1, 2, really fast, and then fall down between that. And here we get into the second drop. 61 to 100, I think, is really fun. I do, however, think that this upcoming transition is really terrible. Yeah, that one. This transition, not good. This wave part is really hard. I've been struggling with this a lot. Like, I've been trying to get good runs, and a lot of them just die to this wave. So this is probably going to be a part that I die to a ton, just because, I don't know. It's just a tough part. I'm a certified holder into this wave portaler, because I think it's easier to just go up and then go between there. I know a few people go down below, go down and then up, and I found that to be pretty awkward movement. I'm not personally a huge fan of it, so I just go up here. And I do 3 clicks there because I'm weird. And then this ball spam, for some reason, is just one of those parts that's just awkward because I have to click so fast. But it being so fast is a negative thing because you have to time the last one. But timing the last one is really hard because it's like a super tiny block. And that super tiny block just kind of like, whoop-pow! And then you're dead and gone. Because a lot of the time, I just feel like I slide off the block because I don't hit it. Or I hit it too late. It's like, bam, 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 bam. And then you slide off that. And it's just, I don't know. This ball part is just awkward. You just kind of get a feel for it. It's not hard by any means, but it's definitely something you can die to. And then the 71 robot jump coming up next is the number 4 choke point of ever. Because it is a as late as humanly possible robot jump that you can't see. What does that mean? It means it's a shit click. That's what it means. And then the shit part is not too bad. It's just kind of like bounce control. Is that a thing? Like a bonk control? You just kind of like have to bounce off the floor there. I find those 2 clicks really hard because you have to be like super duper ultra mega giga fast. And then here, 77. These upcoming pink orbs, I think, are probably like the hardest clicks in the level. That's not the 3% dash orb. I did them first try. Basically what you have to do is you have to be inside of both of the orbs at the same time and then double tap it, like bam, not like dunk, like spacebar, up arrow, spacebar, mouse, whatever at the same time. You have to do like dun. But the likelihood of you accidentally hitting the top one first is really high, and that makes it very difficult. And you can't jump too early because then that happens. You can't make it over, and it's just, there's just so much like, it's just such an intricate jump, and it's really hard, and I don't like it. It's just massive choke point. Passing this, you get to the final. That's a thing I can die to? Discovery of the damn century. Hello? I guess it's a good thing I found that before normal mode, I guess. And then we get to the last sync, which I think is the easier one. Or is it? Vsauce music. Yeah, as you can see, it's like slightly, the timings are like slightly early. Then you get here, wait a little bit, don't jump immediately. Buffer that click, jump from that, fall, hit that, and jump immediately. And then you can buffer that green orb. The ending is surprisingly, like, you can very easily die to it. It's a weird, weird thing, but it's fine. This level is cool. It is very fascinating. It's very flukeable as well. However, knowing me, I will not fluke it. I will probably die to the very end, just because that is how I do things over here. I'm very excited to play this level. I think it's really cool. I'm looking forward to beating this. This is a level that I've wanted to beat for a very long time, and EXO is it's just a level that I feel like anyone that is good enough to play Extreme Demons at a decent rate should play this level and beat this level, right? Kind of like Bloodbath, it's kind of like Black Blizzard, kind of like Cataclysm, you know, one of those levels that every Extreme Demon grinder should play at some. And I'm very excited for it. I'm gonna leave you guys to that. Wish me a quick and swift recovery with my finger, because not being able to play Drum Drive is kind of a bad thing. But I'll see you guys around. Each of you stay healthy, hydrated. Thank you for making my day, but I hope my is a little bit better too.